which I don't actually remember when the first one came out. I just remember seeing
remember
it.
we used to have it on VHS.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, I don't remember when it came out in theaters.
Well, no.
I don't really remember that.
I remember when the second one did.
Yeah, me too. But the first one, I just remember owning on VHS and having watched it through that. And even from a young age, I mean, you get the basics pretty easily.
Yeah.
You know, this child, was wronged. His parents were murdered, and he went out for revenge. Became this,
vigilante,
crazy vigilante in costume, and fought in that incarnation the guy who killed his parents.
Yeah.
In his own sort of sick transformation.
Yeah.
What really stuck out to you in the '89 Batman that you really liked?
Well, I just want to say I was terrified by these movies. I mean, the first two scared the hell out of me.
Oh, I couldn't. I loved it. Loved it.
It gave me nightmares.
Really? Oh, I just love these movies.
Yeah.
I thought they were great.
Well, it was like as a child, it scared me, and then like the last two, kind of like, grew onto me because it was flashy colors and all that crap.
Right, it caught you as a young audience.
Yeah, but then later on, once I developed a conscience, I started to appreciate the dark. I mean, the dark version, which is the right, interpretation of Batman.
The right atmosphere.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So back to Batman '89, which is the first one in that franchise.
One, yeah.
Tell me what you liked about it.
The opening credits. I mean, it's like it starts off with the Warner Brothers logo, and then you think it's like the sky, and then like the ground, and you go underground and like go through this cavern, but it turns out to be the bat symbol.
Yeah, that was a nice touch in the beginning.
But I still have to say, the Superman credits still kind of beats it.
Yeah.
I mean, with space and the S and all that.
All right. Well, what other themes or other aspects of the movie did you like?
Well, in the continuity of the first movie, I do like that aspect with the villain creates the hero and the hero creates the villain.
Mm-hmm.
But as a fan, as a comic book fan, it's like,
Well, here's how I really think of it. I don't think of the movies and the comic books together.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying. I'm just saying differently.
Just as we say with the DCU being its own continuity, so are the movies.
Yeah.
I mean, inspired by Batman comics, yes.
Yeah.
But I mean, the character kind of takes on a new aspect.
So I'll just say I like it.
Yeah. So I mean, I liked '89. I think definitely for the dark aspects of it, I really appreciate that. Loved the music. Thought the music was great throughout.
Danny Elfman.
Danny
gave
Elfman,
musical voice to Batman.
He really came into his own, I guess.
Yeah.
And really developed a fully functional score that really got everyone.
Well, the first movie he did was Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
He was. I'm talking about but I really think Danny Elfman's remembered for one of his biggest themes is Batman.
Yeah.
It's not Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? Whenever you hear that old Batman theme, you think Danny Elfman. That's the guy who did it. That's definitely one of his top hits. What other? Oh, obviously the Joker.
Oh, a.k.a. Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson and his portrayal as the Joker was the best I have seen so far. I mean, we'll see how Heath Ledger does, but I really think that Jack Nicholson's was the best interpretation.
Well,
followed close second by Mark Hamill.
Yeah, exactly what I was going to say.
So I would say, but I still like Jack Nicholson even better. He got the laugh down even better than Mark Hamill. I think that Jack Nicholson's laugh is really
that's where I kind of differ.
Oh, I think that his laugh is the best. Because you got to measure it partially by the laugh.
Yeah.
How much the laugh holds inside of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think that Jack Nicholson's laugh really had something.
Well, I mean, the first laughter when he takes off his bandages.
Oh, when he asks for the mirror?
Yeah.
Mirror! Well, there's like a billion awesome scenes in this movie that are quotable and still are quoted in this house.
Stand the test of time. Yeah.
But Jack Nicholson's portrayal as the Joker, it really gave a charismatic yet very dark and sinister angle to a villain. And I think this is really what helped start my appreciation of villains more than heroes. I always like the villains more than the heroes. Yeah. They're more interesting. They're more fun. They get to be more loose. They get to do whatever they want. Like it's very almost romantic to be a villain.
And they can give a shit about right and wrong.
So. I mean, it's very independent and freeing to be a villain.
Yeah.
And even back with the old cartoons, like I like Skeletor and I like Cobra Commander and I liked Megatron. I like the villains. They get more fun out of it. They get to live more. And the Joker, you know, if anything, I know he's a crazy ass serial killer,
mass murderer,
but he's also a genius,
yeah.
and he's also living la vida loca. He's living like however he wants to live. You know, he's just doesn't care about anyone. He's just this larger than life character in his bright purple suits and like orange and green and white and red and like all this, the way he looks, the way he acts, how his mood could change on a dime.
I mean, his motif.
Yeah, like how his whole theme, so the thematic element.
I'm now doing what people love their only dream. I make art until someone dies. See?
I thought that was an interesting take on him too.
Yeah.
The first fully functioning homicidal artist. I thought that was an interesting combination because they gave you some background with him being, you know, excelling in art and excelling in science.
Yeah.
And then how would a crazy person use those to hurt people? And he does kind of do that, you know what I mean? He takes sort of like a dramatic, almost theatrical edge with the way he commits crimes. Yeah. And he uses the science, you know, the Axis chemicals, gas.
Science, chemistry, and art.
Yep. It's just the way he... just the way he used his strengths to become this sort of incredibly creative monster is just awesome. Yeah. I mean, I know there's much skepticism, you know.
I mean, the
Joker movie.
The Jack Napier thing and like...
I didn't mind it. I really didn't mind it.
The only reason they made that up was because they had Jack Nicholson, who was the star power of it, so they gave it to Jack and Napier. Oh, like Jack the Ripper, you know.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I didn't mind knowing his origin. It didn't affect who he was
but I did like that he was like a vile criminal. You know, I mean, even then before he became the Joker.
Yeah.
So.
He was nasty.
That's why I said, like, you know, about the Joker having an evil always.
Yeah.
So.
Also, what I liked in the first one, Batman was still, like, very much superstition. A lot of people didn't know he existed. Criminals were talking about him. They were afraid of him.
They say he can't be killed. They say he drinks blood. I say you're full of shit.
There was rumors in the papers, but there was nothing definitive. Yeah. I think in the subsequent movies, it lost that. And I think Batman Begins was the first movie to bring that back. You know, he was kind of like an urban legend, you know, and I like that aspect of Batman. You know, he didn't have a photo in the paper, you know what I mean?
It wasn't like Superman.
No, there was nothing like that about him. No one really knew exactly what he looked like, you know? It's kind of like very in the shadows, behind the scenes type thing. So I thought that was another good aspect.
Yeah, but, I know, I can't get around it. Billy D. Williams is Harvey Dent. I'm still seeing Lando from Star Wars now.
Yeah, I think... I didn't feel it either. Yeah. Not gonna lie to you.
I mean, all I'm thinking is Lando.
Yeah, especially when,
I moved from Sky City to Gotham City.
Cloud City.
Cloud City.
But I think he was... Whenever he laughed, it was kind of like, oh, you're Lando Calrissian. I'm sorry.
How you doing, you pirate?
I think he was a little typecast. I agree. Yeah. And that last movie, Return of the Jedi, that only came out like a few years before.
Yeah.
89. I don't know, I just wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling that vibe.
I did like the actor that played the mayor. He's like, we are going to have a festival if I have to get a shotgun and bring people there myself.
You know, he was actually the mayor of New York? Judge Koch? That's the guy who played the mayor.
What do you mean, like?
In real life, he was the mayor of New York at one point in the 70s.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so...
What, he's like a mayor turned actor? Like,
I guess so, just for that part anyway. I guess they got a real mayor.
Yeah. And obviously Kim Basinger is Vicky Vale.
Yeah, I thought that worked well.
Yeah.
I think we have to talk about...
Michael Goth is Alfred.
Oh, yeah, of course. You know, he was in all those older movies, all that
Well, I mean, franchise. In the original franchise, yeah.
Yeah, he was Alfred every time.
Yeah.
And, you know, let's talk about him a little bit, so we don't talk about him in every movie.
Yeah.
The character of Alfred.
Well, I mean, we pretty much covered it.
I think he exemplified very well those aspects of Alfred that
like in that scene where he was embarrassing Bruce with one of the stories, like, oh, the first and last time I gave him a writing lesson. You know?
Yeah, I mean, he was good. He was part father, he was part mentor, he was his conscience, he was his helper.
But most throughout this franchise, he was the butler first.
No, I don't think so.
Well, no, I take that back.
I think the butler aspect was what helped define him. But he was always like the father first, I think.
Yeah.
And the friend. Yeah. I thought that was really good. They really did a good job with that. Also, Gotham City as a character throughout the films.
Well, yeah.
Changed a lot throughout the franchise.
Yeah.
In the beginning, it was very sculptural.
Very gritty. It was gritty.
gritty sculptural, but also felt painted and set.
It
like a
was.
set.
It